In Mendelian inheritance, the offspring will inherit one out of two forms of the trait from parent. In this image above, you can see that the F1 generation is all tall, and its parent generation had half tall phenotype and half short phenotype. In complete dominance, one of the parent's genes, the dominant one, masks over the other parent's genes, typically the recessive. This is shown in the bottom image because the purple flower is dominant over the white flower, so all the offspring is purple. Mendel's law of segregation stated that the alleles segregated into separate gametes. This meant that the gametes would receive one gene copy from each parent. The law of independent assortment, however, stated that different gene alleles are given randomly to gametes. One allele given does not affect the other. The top example image is a great model of this because you can see that the mother's genes and father's genes aren't equally distributed in the offspring. In this video, I will be working a dihybrid cross based off of the following problem. A pea plant is homozygous for the genes purple flowers and round seeds. So first, in a dihybrid cross, there will always be 4 letters. So let's start with the purple flower genotype, which I highlighted up here. Now in the problem, it says that the purple flower is dominant and the pea plant is homozygous for purple flowers. So this means that we will have 2 capital P's, which I wrote down here. The problem also says that it is dominant for round seeds, so we will get 2 big R's, which I also wrote here. The next step is to fill in the dihybrid cross, but in order to do so, we must find out what kind of gametes the plant can produce. For this, we will use the FOIL method, starting with the first parent, big P, big R, little r, down here. We will take the first little p and little r letter, which will give us we will take the first 2 letters, which will give us a big P, big R. So let's do this. And then the first 2 letters will give us a big P, big R. Next, we will take the outer letters, which will give us a big P, little r. After this, we will take the inner letters, little p, big R. And lastly, we will take a little p, little r. Okay, so now I'm going to fill in the parent part of the dihybrid cross based off of what I just wrote. And little p, little r. Okay, so we're going to go through the FOIL method again with our second parent, which is little p, little r, little r. This part's going to be easier because they're all lowercase letters, so all parts of the FOIL method will be little p, little r, because all of these letters are the same. So there's no reason for going through it again. So now we're going to fill in this part of the parent section, which is just going to be all lowercase letters. Okay, so we're going to start by bringing down all of these capital P's, and we're just going to start working our dihybrid cross. Little p, big, actually I'm just going to write it in a big form. Big P, little p, oops, that's bad. Big P, little p, little p, big P, big P, little p, little p. Now we're going to go to this section right here, and we're going to fill in all of these p's, which will be little for all of them. Okay. And little p, little p, little p. Okay, so now we're going to go back up here, and we're going to fill in our r's. Little r, big R, little r. Oops. Big R, little r, big R, little r. Big R, little r, big R, little r. Big R, little r, big R, little r. Now we're going to go back over here one more time and fill in all of these r's. Like this. They're all going to be lowercase. Okay, so we have our dihybrid cross filled out. And now that we have this filled out, we can answer the questions over here. The first question says, what percentage will have white flowers and wrinkled seeds? So, up here, we can tell that the white flower with wrinkled seeds will be this whole section right here, because the white flower is recessive, and so that will need to have 2 little p's, and the wrinkled seeds is also recessive, so that will be 25%. What percentage will have white flowers and round seeds? So for this, because the white flower is recessive, it is going to be little p for both of them. So the only ones that have a little p right now is this section right here. Now I'm going to highlight that instead. So we already know it's going to be this one. And then the round seeds are dominant over the wrinkled seeds. And as we can see, all of these have big R's. So that's going to be another 25% out of the 100. And then it says, what percentage will have purple flowers and wrinkled seeds? So purple flowers are dominant over the white. So we already know this is going to be a big P. So it obviously comes down to these two sections right there. And then it says that the plant will have wrinkled seeds. And because the wrinkled seeds are recessive, it has to be this section right here, because both of those have little r's. So that will be another 25%. And we know it's 25 because obviously this whole thing has to equal 100. And because the whole section itself follows that specific genotype, then it has to be 25%. And then the last question says, what percentage will have purple flowers and brown seeds? So the purple flowers, once again, are dominant. So it's going to have a capital P, which this section has. And then it's going to have round seeds, which are dominant. And this section has all capital R's. So we fill in that last 25%. This is a problem that I worked out about Mendelian inheritance.